from Brooklyn, football with the fellas. It's all about Big Blue here with the Week 10 NFC East report. There's a couple of games this week. We play first against the Carolina Panthers, and we're playing the game in Germany, so it starts at 9:30 in the morning Eastern time. That is not a good time for football. I'm barely awake on Sunday morning at 9:30. That's not true. I'm up a little earlier than that, but I'm not ready for football. So this is going to be a change in my weekly routine to get ready for the Giants to play the Carolina Panthers in Germany. Why the NFL decided to send these two terrible teams to overseas is beyond me. They're both 2-7, and as Mazo and I talked about, this might be a pitcher's duel to use a baseball analogy, but it is what it is. So that's the first NFC East game this week. Then the 1 o'clock game, Pittsburgh, with their 6-2 record, comes into Washington to play against the Commanders, who are at 7-2. The Commanders just picked up cornerback Marshawn Lattimore from the Saints in a trade at the deadline. Not sure what that is going to necessarily do for them, but I'm sure it's going to improve their team. He's a better cornerback than they had. The Steelers are coming in with the 13th most points scored and second best defense as far as points allowed. Washington is third in scoring and 11th in points allowed. So this is a battle of two very good teams, 6-2 and 7-2. So it's really be interesting to see what happens here. The Steelers so far only have, as among their starters, guard Isaac Samalu did not practice today. The Commanders have a long list of people who have had some issues with health. Zach Ertz, the newly acquired Marshawn Lattimore, tackle Cornelius Lucas, and kicker Austin Seibert did not practice today. Limited in practice this week have been Dorrance Armstrong, Tyler Biadasz, Cleveland Ferrell, Dante Fowler, running back B-Rob, and tackle Andrew Wiley. So they've got quite a few people who are not fully healthy. So we'll see how that impacts the game, how many of those people actually have to miss this game for the Commanders, and then whether or not that makes a difference in the outcome. Then there's also the game within the division, the Eagles and the Cowboys. So the Eagles are obviously having a much better season than the Cowboys. So far, the Cowboys are just a game ahead of us, basically, in the win column anyway. And the Eagles look lately to be the offensive juggernaut we thought they might be. However, they have quite a few injuries as well. Neither Devontae Smith nor Nolan Smith practiced this week so far, and limited in practice is a long list, most of whom I'm guessing will probably play, but it starts with Saquon, as well as Mekhi Becton, A.J. Brown, Bryce Huff, Jalen Hurts, Cam Jurgens, Darius Slay, and Josh Sweat were all limited in practice this week. Again, if I had to guess, I'd guess that most, if not all of them, will play, but they're clearly not at their best. As far as Dallas, Dak is obviously out for several weeks, so that is the biggest injury to report for Dallas. But in addition to that, Deron Bland, who brought off of the IR list, but still hasn't played, is still on the injured list, hasn't practiced yet. Linebacker Eric Kendricks and future Hall of Fame guard Zach Martin didn't practice this week either. Limited in practice are Trayvon Diggs, Tyler Guyton, C.D. Lamb, and Michael Parsons. So again, a lot of significant players that are not at full strength for both teams. And let's see how many of them actually play. The Eagles come in to the game 11th in the league in scoring and 9th in points allowed. Dallas comes into the game as the 20th team in the league in scoring, and they are 31st in points allowed. By the way, I'm not sure if I mentioned this about the Giants and Panthers game. The Giants are 32nd, dead last in the league in scoring, but Carolina is 32nd, dead last in points allowed. So one of those numbers is probably going to change. There's a pretty good chance that either the worst offense or the worst defense will move up a little bit as a result of this game. We are 15th in points allowed, and they are 29th in points scored. So on the other side of the coin, when they have the ball, their offense is almost as bad as ours, and our defense is actually pretty good. So that's why I think Mazo predicted a 9-6 outcome with us winning. That seems like a reasonable guess based on past performances. So anyway, that is the look at the games that are upcoming. And as you know, I like to do a little trivia contest each week. Last week's question, in 1927, the Giants won its first NFL championship. And I asked who was the defending champs when we won. In other words, who won the championship in 1926? The answer to that question is the Frankfurt Yellow Jackets. The Frankfurt Yellow Jackets were the 1926 NFL champions. Now, what did the Frankfurt Yellow Jackets eventually become? The Philadelphia Eagles. So the precursor to the Eagles won the championship in 1926. Okay, so, and this week's question, I'm going to ask, for this week's trivia question, there are two Giants tied for the most regular season games played as a Giant. Who are they? So again, there are two Giants who are tied for the most regular season games played as a Giant. And I'm asking you, who are they? So that's this week's trivia question. I'm guessing a lot of you might know that one, or at least know one of the two. So please put that in the comments. Please remember to share and like and subscribe and all those good things. This is, again, the Week 10 NFC East Report. I'm Clay from Brooklyn, Football with the Fellas. It's all about Big Blue, and I'm out.
Big shout out to El Marquis Productions, the talent behind the music and production here at Football with the Fellas. It's all about Big Blue. Their beats bring energy and excitement to every episode. El Marquis' skills in mixing, mastering, and creating top quality sound make the podcast come alive each week. For your own projects, check out elmarquisproductions.com and take your sound to the next level.